So I'll be sharing my screen with you guys now. So I hope the presentation is visible to everyone. If anyone could reply me for that, it would be great.
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. So I'll go ahead with it. So guys, today we'll be looking towards the trading aspect of in capital markets, and our scope for today would be divided into four different parts. First would be the preliminary steps that would be required for trading. Second, we would go about the technical aspects. Third, it would be the different trading instruments that we can trade, basically maybe the bonds or what are the different trading instruments that we can trade in the capital markets. And fourth would be the takeaways from today's presentation. Okay, so I think we can go ahead with it that now. So right now we are speaking of the different preliminary steps required for trading. So guys, first of all, I would like to uh, tell you that trading is completely different from investing. Okay, so many of the times if you see that many people, they just say that they're trading or investing, but it's just used as a simple jargon, but people fail to understand there is a vast difference between trading and investing. Okay, so that is the first part. Now what is this difference? Always remember, in investing you are looking something with a very longer term horizon. Okay, so generally this horizon is taken as 3 years or anything above that. Okay, trading is something that you would enter and exit the trade within a year's time. That is known as trading. Okay, so this is the first difference, that this is how trading is different from investing. Second, I would like to tell you that even the psychological aspect is completely different in trading versus the investing part. Okay. So, hello. Yeah, the slide is not visible. Okay. Oh, okay. Think just a second. Yeah. I hope now it's visible. Now it is visible. No. Okay. Okay. So guys, we were speaking about trading. So today's topic, I think the presentation is visible now. So we'll go ahead with it. So today's topic is trading, and we would be discussing in the scope into four different aspects. The first aspect would be the preliminary steps, as you can see in the presentation. The second would be the technical side towards it. Third would be the different trading instruments that you can trade in capital markets, and fourth would be the takeaway from the presentation. So as I was explaining the preliminary steps. So first, I was talking about how trading is different from investing. So we discussed the first point where we said that the psychology itself is entirely different in trading versus the investing part. Where we spoke, investing is a longer term horizon where we are looking at, and trading is a very shorter term horizon. Longer term horizon, generally we define it by anything above 3 years. Trading is something where we enter the trade and exit within a year's time. So that could be have different aspect. It could be even in minutes, it could be in days or anything, or even less than 1 year. That is the trading aspect. So now remember, first thing, the psychology of trading. Investing and trading. Investing is something where we enter a particular asset when it is at a lower valuation. Okay. Whereas in trading, we try to follow suit. That means we try to follow the trend. Okay. Now let me explain in very simple words to you. For example, let's take that you want to invest in a house, right? So whenever you're investing in a house, maybe your residential or investment, whatever, for your own purpose for staying, you generally invest when the prices of the house you feel is at extremely low point, right? That is, you feel कि यहाँ से अभी और नीचे नहीं टूट सकता घर का price, or maybe I find it is at a very reasonable rate in terms of the valuation part, and hence I would like to buy that property now. That is investing. Okay, because now you're looking something for more than 3 5 years 10 years down the line. If you want to stay there, you're looking like perpetually staying there for a very long time. However, in trading, it's a little different. In trading, you follow the momentum. Okay, so if, let's take the example of a house. If the house price is going down, in trading you would not buy it. Okay, you would sell it first. So there's something known as short selling, a concept in trading. I'd come to that later. So let's take, for example, in trading, if the rate of the houses are rising, you would enter and buy that house at that point of time and eventually sell it in a few months or a few quarters time. Now, this is how it is different from trading. So, in investing, you would never buy a house when it is on the rise. Okay, you would generally buy when there is a dip in the house prices. However, in trading, you would never buy when there is a dip in the house prices. You would rather buy it when you see that there is a momentum and everything is increasing. So so you can understand the psychology itself is altogether different in trading as well as investing. So in investing, जब price टूटता है तब आप खरीदते हो, whereas in trading जब price बढ़ता है तब आप enter करते हो और गिरने से पहले exit कर देते हो. Okay, so this is how there's a different aspect. So many people enter stock markets with a view of investing. However, that they trade the market. So for you guys, it's very important, first of all, to have a very clear mind whether you are trading or you are investing. Surely you can do both the things. Okay, you can even trade, you can also invest. That is exactly even what I do, but I have very two different funds for it. In trading, I do not expose myself for more than 10% of my entire portfolio. 90% of my portfolio is into investments where I'm seeking for a very, very long term horizon in terms of returns. Okay. Second part, EQ much important than IQ. Now, what is this EQ? EQ is the emotional quotient part. ठीक है, जो हम बोलते हैं emotional intelligence. Okay, it is much more important than your IQ. IQ means the intelligent quotient part, जो आपका logic चलता है, the technical indicators that you use, या जो भी methodology है आपकी. So firstly, in trading, you always remember that the emotional quotient part is much more important than the intelligent quotient part. ठीक है, so more than your logic, your emotions should be very, very, very stable. Now, what do I mean by emotions? Okay, so emotion like greed, disciplinary issues, ठीक है, not maintaining the right indicators. So basically, you might have the right indicator, but you do not follow it rigorously. Sometimes what happens, आपकी एक methodology होती है that when you trade, you follow a specific logic, and because you have lost 2 trades, you eventually change uh, your logic and you try to find different ways of how to trade. That should not be the case. So here you lack discipline big time. Okay, in trading you should be like a robot. Okay, you should forget that you're a human. You should be as good as a computer with having no emotions, greed, fear, having disciplinary issues. These are very important aspects in trading. Okay, most of the people lose money in trading only because of their emotional intelligence part. That is, they cannot control those things more than their IQ. Okay, so remember this. People, what I find is moreover focus on कि यार नहीं क्या है. I want to know what are the different technicals, the charts. You could see the patterns, different patterns. कैसे देखा जाता है chart को in stocks, which stock is doing it. But more than what that, I would say the most important thing is the emotional part in trading. Okay, more than anything else. So you read any of the big traders, whoever are there, जिसने बहुत पैसा बना लिया है मार्केट में इन इंडिया या अब्रॉड, they will mostly speak about this part more than the indicator or logical part. Then we'll come to the technicals. Okay, so in technicals, now we are coming to the logical part of trading, that how to trade. What are the things that we have to see, or maybe what are the different parameters that we see. Now once you are prepared with the emotional part, that okay, this guy is fit for trading on the emotional side, now we are looking at the technical, that is what are the things that I should look at, okay, while we are trading. So firstly, remember, on the logical side, there should be three things that you should always keep in mind. Okay, first is the indicator. Okay, now what is this indicator? I'll just let you know. Second is the stop loss, or they also call it the stop loss. Okay, and third is the risk reward ratio. Now, while trading, the technical aspect, these are the most important three things that you should keep in your head while trading, right? Apart from your the emotional quotient part, that the emotional intelligence part that I was speaking of. Okay. Now let's talk about the indicator. In indicator, so now there are different. There are more than 200, 300 types of indicators. Let me tell you. Okay. So you would have seen, if you would have gone through a few videos on YouTube, or if you would have, hello, yes. So if you would have gone through the different videos on YouTube, or if you would have checked, there are many different ways that people use for trading the markets. Okay, so you might have heard about possibly very simple things. I'm talking about simple moving average, or there are something known as Bollinger Bands, moving average, convergence, divergence, and there are many indicators. Okay, so there are more than 200, 300 different types of indicators. People use different strategies. Okay, this you should, and you should try to read about them more often than not, and try to see that which indicator suits you while trading. So whenever you're choosing an indicator, try to first read about it. Okay, try to see a lot of videos about it, and try to back test those indicators. Okay, so I have a few friends who are really good at a particular indicator where I am not good at. Okay, but there are certain indicators where I'm extremely good at, but it does not suit their style, so they are not good with that indicator. So you should try to first find out the different various indicators and see what suits you. Okay, moreover, how would you understand what suits you is basically take that indicator, read about it, and then try to apply it before putting any money into the market. Okay, how would you do that? You might be having using different platforms, trading platforms. Many people might be using Zerodha, Motilal Oswal, Angel Broking, yeah, whatever they're using. Whatever the indicator now you have chosen, try to back test it. Pehla data le lo. We have data from the last 20 years in any site. Try to backtest the same indicator and see if that indicator is being applied well and works really well for historical data. Once you find ki haan boss, this indicator is working very well, then you can try to apply it. Prior to that, please do not use real money, okay, and try to invest. Very likely it is that you will lose your money. Second part, the stock loss, or we call the stop loss. Okay, always remember, it's not that the indicator, whatever you're using, will work 100% of the time. Okay, it's very unlikely. I have hardly seen anyone जिसका जो भी वो लॉजिक यूज कर रहा है मार्केट में ट्रेड करने के लिए कि हमेशा प्रॉफिट बनाएगा. नेवर, इट विल नेवर नेवर एवर हैपन. एंड इफ एनीवन इज सेइंग दैट ही हैज डन दैट, ही इज लाइंग. ठीक है. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट देयर विल बी अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स वेयर your indicator won't work, and hence at that point of time you should have a very strict stock loss or stop loss, we call it. Ab stop loss hota kya hai? Remember one thing, I have a few friends where, so these are the very common problems, that is why I'm discussing, that people face while trading. ठीक है. Generally what they do, maybe they have taken 10 different trades and they almost win on 8 different trades. Okay, so what happens is, in the 2 trades that they have lost, they lose the entire profit that they have made in the 8 trades. Why? Because they do not have a stop loss. So that does not make sense at all. मतलब क्या हो गया है, 80% of time you are right, but still you have lost money. Why? Because you did not have a strict stop loss. Because क्या हो गया, वो जो 2 trade you lost money, you lost entirely everything over there, and where you were making money on the 8 trades, you made very little money, and hence you lost everything. So first thing, very 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 important, have a very strict stop loss. Okay, in the further slides I will discuss also that what should be the stop loss and how you should plan about it, especially in terms of the risk reward ratio part. The third aspect is the risk reward ratio. Okay, now remember, as I have discussed about stop loss, okay, let's say for example in a particular trade you have invested 100 rupees. Okay, in that 100 rupees you have decided कि मेरा maximum loss on this trade is going to be 10 rupees. ठीक है. So what you have done, you have already decided कि 100 rupees I have put, the maximum loss that I want to bear in this trade is 10 rupees. So worst come worst scenario, मैं 90 rupees घर ले जाऊंगा वापस मेरा. ठीक है. Now that is the risk part. What about the reward part? अब ये 100 रुपए जो डाला है, मैं exit कब करूं? Right? The reward ratio, the risk reward ratio we speak about. So I would give you what should be the ideal risk reward ratio. ठीक है, in the next slides. But reward should always, in a very common parlance, reward should always be higher than your risk. Right? Common sense की बात है कि अगर मैं 10 रुपया रिस्क ले रहा हूं कोई ट्रेड पे, सो इट्स बट ऑब्वियस कि आई शुड गेट समथिंग मच मोर हायर, राइट, more than 10 rupees as a reward for it. Correct? So that is known as the risk reward ratio. More on that I would come in the next slides, but just have a very basic idea what I'm trying to tell you कि whenever I'm risking a trade, I'm risking a certain amount. Hello. Yeah, so the main thing what I was speaking of is wherever I'm risking a certain amount, the reward what I should gain from it should be much more higher than the risk I have taken for that trade. Okay, remember that. Now what is this 20 and 80%? Okay, it's actually the other way around. 80% is the trading psychology part and 20% is the technical part. So the way what I was trying to tell you is in this ki 80% of your success in trading depends on your trading psychology, the emotional quotient part, right? That is the greed, fear, discipline, and all these things what I was talking about. And 20% of your success can be attributed towards the technical part. Okay, remember that always. Mostly people हमेशा उल्टा फोकस करते हैं, वो ज्यादा फोकस टेक्निकल्स पे करते हैं कि कौन सा इंडिकेटर यूज करें, what should I use, what should be my risk reward and these things. But more than that, people fail to follow these technicals because they have disciplinary issues. Okay, since they have disciplinary issues, obviously no matter तुम कौन सा भी दुनिया का सबसे बेस्ट इंडिकेटर लाओ या कुछ भी लाओ, you will never ever make money in markets. Remember that one thing. Okay, second, we'll come to the technical side. Okay, now this is a very important thing. If people are trading, they would be a little aware about this, and people who are not, for them this would be a good takeaway. Now mostly what I have seen in very simple terms is people generally trade in stocks. So there are various instruments that you can trade in, that I would come in the next slide, but right now let's talk about stocks, because mostly people trade stocks. Okay, now you know what I have seen is people generally, whenever they want to trade, they talk about a specific stock, okay, more than other things. Now let me give you a data here to show actually what is important and what is not. Now here you can see something known as 50%, 30%, 20%. Okay, and down it's written index, sectors and stock. Now historically this has been a data which has been proved. Okay, whenever you're trading, okay, now this is what I'm speaking about, a specific stock. Okay, if you decide ki nahi, mujhe today I want to trade Reliance Industries. Okay, Reliance ka stock mujhe trade karna hai. 50% of the time Reliance will behave the same way that the index is behaving. Now what is this index? Index is basically your Nifty. Okay, so 50% of the time Reliance Industry will behave the same way that the index is behaving. Uska matlab kya? If the index is up, there is a 50% chance that your Reliance Industry is also up, right? If the Nifty index is down, there's a 50% chance that even Reliance Industry is down. Okay? Now the second part is 30%, that is the sector. Now let's take an example of ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank, if you're trading, okay, so ICICI Bank belongs to the BFSI sector. BFSI ka full form is Banking and Financial Service Industry. Okay, BFSI. So there is the correlation between the sector and the stock is 30%. Matlab, whatever the BFSI sector is doing, matlab agar banking and financial service jo sector hai, if it is moving up, there is a 30% chance that even ICICI Bank would be up. Okay. Similarly, if the BFSI or the banking and financial service sector entirely is down, so there is a 30% chance that even ICICI Bank would be down. Right? Now the last part, that is stock. खुद का stock का weightage is just 20%. Okay. Now try to understand what I'm trying to say. Before choosing a stock, this is what exactly what I want to say is, जब आप stock trade कर रहे हो, whenever you're thinking, let's say again, for example, you're thinking of trading ICICI Bank. First, what you have to see is you have to understand where you're seeing the index. तुमको क्या लग रहा है? Nifty index is going to go up, down, where you're looking there. ठीक है? You have to first see that aspect. Second, you have to see the sectoral aspect. What is the sector doing? Okay. Eventually, you have to come to the stock. So, for example, if you want to trade ICICI, first you should know, if you want to buy ICICI Bank, you should understand what is the index going to do. Index is going to go up, index is going to go down. What is going to happen? If you think the index is going to go up, perfect. Now you have a probability of 50% going the right direction. Second, try to see what will happen with the BFSI sector. मतलब banking and financial service sector क्या करेगा? Where you are expecting it. If you think even that is going to go up, perfect. This is the perfect trade. अब क्या हो गया? 50 plus 30, 80% of probability आपकी आ गई जीतने की. You're understanding? So if you get the index and sector right, then you have a 80% probability of winning the trade. Then come to the specific stock. Okay, now ICICI Bank का तो 80% हो गया. Is there any other specific stock that I can get into? That you should try to see. So many people, what they do, they only focus on stock. कौन सा है? हाँ, बजाज फाइनेंस भाग रहा है तो बजाज फाइनेंस के पीछे भागो. ठीक है. रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री टूट रहा है तो रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री को शॉर्ट करो. No, the first thing, your attribute should be towards the probability of success. So that will come through index and the sector you are betting on. That will be 80% of your success would depend on that. Remember, guys, people generally don't follow this. So after that, we'll come to the trading instruments part. Now there are different trading instruments. Mostly you will find people trading stocks, okay, people trading currency, and few people trading commodities. This is generally what you will find, especially in India. There are also people who trade ETFs, also known as exchange traded funds, and also bonds. Bonds India में इतना नहीं होता है, US में बहुत ज़्यादा level पे होता है. So these are the different instruments that you can trade in. There is high liquidity in stocks, currency, and also a little more in commodity. Hello. Hello. So, so these are the main things which these are the different trading instruments that you can trade into. Okay. The next part would be the takeaways. Now, this is one of the most important slides I feel for today. Remember, these are the 4 things that you can even note down if you want to. This is don't take it as a Bible or something. This is generally what many people use, and even I use whenever I'm trading. So generally enter into a trade only if the risk reward ratio is 1:2. Okay. Now what is this 1:2? Matlab, whenever you're entering a trade, let's take an example of 100 rupees that I have invested into. Ab, the risk, as I had told, I had taken a risk of 10 rupees. Right? Now, as per the rule, reward should be at least 20 rupees. Otherwise, I should not enter the trade. Matlab, invested 100. I should, if I'm thinking of losing maximum 10 rupees, the reward in this trade should be at least 20 rupees. Okay. This is a general risk reward ratio that you should follow. If you do not find a trade जहाँ पे आपको reward 20 rupees होगा, then try not to enter such a trade. But generally try to get into a trade where the risk reward ratio is 1:2. That is, 1 is the risk and 2 is the reward. The second part would be the allocation. Now, this is a very subjective thing. Many people also put 100% of their amount in as an allocation on a specific trade. You can do that. I generally do 7 to 8% or even close to 10% of the allocation. So this is very subjective, but this helps you into maintaining a specific loss, and also, you know, to have that less pressure. Okay, reason being, the way I told you that psychology plays a very crucial role. So what happens if I have 100 rupees and I put entire 100 rupees into the basket? So my emotional part is a thoda, what we are, is a little wavery. So because of that, what happens is I am not able to think logically, since my emotions are not in control and all these things, because I fear, because this is the entire amount that I've put. So to control that, what I do is I put a little allocation, that is 8% generally, and that allocation helps me to have a very good and stable mind while trading, because even if I lose the amount, I'm okay with it, because I know I can survive another day. Okay, so this is more or subjective. It could change whatever you feel and you are comfortable with. The third point would be, what is the maximum loss that you should take on a trade? Okay, now there are many videos onto this also, that what should be the maximum loss that you should bear on a trade. Generally, people say the experts or the professionals who are managing millions of dollars into trading, they generally say they do not risk more than 2% of their entire capital. Means, if you have invested 100 rupees into a trade, on any particular trade, you should not lose more than 2 rupees. Okay, so that should be your stop loss. This is exactly what they're trying to tell you. Ki on a specific single trade, you should not lose more than 2 rupees of your entire corpus for trading. Why? Obviously, again, the way I told you, because many people have seen ki they're winning higher number of trades, but because they don't have a strict stop loss, they have wiped out all the profits that they had made. To avoid it, try to have not more than 2% of the entire capital as your maximum loss in a specific trade. Fourth is the time management part. Now, time management, now, if you read a lot about trading and all, okay, they speak about time management. Time management means what? In case, okay, in case you're losing a very high number of trades, okay, what you should do is you should actually take a break. Okay, take a break for a week's time or something, get yourself back together, have a very stable mind, and then get into trading again. Okay, many people, what they do, they sometimes, because they are winning, they also over trade. Okay, so they do not understand that people also go for revenge trading and all these things. मतलब मेरा loss हो गया है, नहीं मैं तो recover करूंगा ही. I want to recover my losses, and they go and again they keep on losing money. Now that is again a very emotional quotient part, that you should have a very stable mind. It's okay. You always remember that you have another day to fight. Markets are going nowhere. Tomorrow the markets will open again. Okay, so have that aspect, and surely it will help you a lot. So I'm done with the slides. Any questions you can ask me now.